Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sry Rahayu. My register number is 21921210002. I'm from English Education D 2019. In this video, I will conduct a seminar with the title of the article is Code Switching by the Teacher in EFL Online Teaching and Learning Process at SMA Negeri 7 Medan. The first is the introduction of the article. It is, according to Michel, 1994, code switching is the ability to select the language according to the interlocutor, the situational context, the topic of the conversation, and so forth. Code switching occurs in the EFL teaching and learning process. For example, English teachers not only use English as a medium of instruction in the teaching learning process, but they sometimes also switch the codes or terms to the native language to facilitate language learning, manage the class, and express empathy to the students. Particularly in Indonesia, code switching is extensively used by English teachers based on the assumption that the student cannot fully comprehend the materials if they only use English. Based on preliminary data, which had been done at SMA Negeri 7 Medan, it was found in FL online teaching and learning process that the teacher used code switching. The teachers switch their language from English into Bahasa. In this article, the researchers would like to analyze the code switching used by the teacher in the EFL online teaching and learning process at SMA Negeri 7 Medan and the reason why the teachers did code switching in the EFL teaching and learning process. And then the research methodology of the article, this study applied the descriptive qualitative research approach. This research intends to analyze the types of code switching used by the teachers in the FL online teaching and learning process at SMA Negeri 7 Medan, and the reason why the teachers do code switching in teaching English process. The data in this study was the teacher's transcript in teaching learning process. The source of data was two EFL teachers at SMA Negeri 7 Medan. In this study, the data were gathered by doing observation and interview. Observation was conducted to collect the teachers' utterances in EFL online teaching and learning process at SMA Negeri 7 Medan. The Zoom meeting was recording to get the data. In addition, interview was conducted to get some information about the reasons why the teachers did code switching in their EFL teaching and learning process. And now I will explain the data analysis and discussion of the article. This study was conducted to find out the types of code switching by teachers and the reasons why they did code switching in FL teaching and learning process. The result of this study are three types of code switching were found in teaching and learning process. Namely, the first one is intrasentential switching, and then the second one is intersentential switching, and the last one is text switching. Then, there were 5 reasons why the teachers did code switching in the teaching English. Namely, the first is to translate unknown vocabulary, and then to manage the classroom, to explain grammar, to emphasize some points, and the last one is to give sympathy and solidarity. Okay, this is the types of code switching. The first is intrasentential switching. Based on data in the article, the data one is teacher one said that now look at the screen yang mem tampilkan on your monitor. In data one above, the underlined word yang mem tampilkan belongs to bahasa. Then the other word belongs to English. So this utterance belongs to intrasentential switching. There were another language in one sentence. The teacher's one did it 4 times and the teacher 2 did code switching 10 times. And then the second type is intersentential switching. In data 2, teacher 1 said that today we are going to learn about passive voice. Ada yang sudah tahu apa itu passive voice? In data 2, teachers did the intersentential switching when giving the question to the students. Teachers start the utterance with English and then switch into Bahasa. The teachers 1 applied it for 19 times, meanwhile the teacher 2 applied it for 10 times. And then the last type is text switching. Based on the data 3, teacher said that opinion must have reason. Benar nggak? Based on the data above, the underlined word belongs to question take in Bahasa. The teacher start her utterance use English, then in the of her utterances, she attack of Bahasa. She wants to make sure that the student clearly understood what she said use the take in Bahasa. The teacher 1 applied it for 11 times, meanwhile the teacher 2 applied it for 9 times. Okay, this is the reason of code switching in English first language teaching based on the article. The first reason is code switching to translate unknown vocabulary items. In data 4, the teacher said that she did code switching to translate unknown vocabulary. She translates the unknown vocabulary into Bahasa Indonesia to make the student get clear understanding of the teacher's utterances. And then the second reason is code switching to explain grammar. In data 5, the teacher said that she applied code switching to explain the grammar. She said that the student will be easier to understand the explanation of grammar if she switches her language into Bahasa Indonesia. And then the third reason is code switching to manage the classroom. In the data 6, the teacher said that she did code switching to manage the class. The student will be easier to understand if the teacher switch her language into Bahasa Indonesia. And this is the 4 and 5 reason. The 4 reason is code switching to emphasize some point. In the data 7, the teacher said that she did code switching to emphasize some points. Some important points can be reinforced by transmit their language into native language. The use of native language can lay stress on some introduction or direct students' attention on important points. And then the last reason is code switching to express empathy and solidarity. It can be seen that in the data age, teacher did code switching to give empathy for students. Giving some compliment by using Bahasa Indonesia, it will encourage the student to be confident. Right, this is the conclusion of the article. After analyzing types of code switching, namely intrasentential switching, intersentential switching, and text switching are discovered in the process EFL teaching in SMA Negeri 7 Medan. There are 63 times code switching was applied by the teachers. The types of code switching was used by the teachers during the EFL online teaching and learning process was intersentential switching with 29 case. The second was text switching with the 20 case, while intrasentential switching had the least number of case compared to others. There was 14 times of intersentential switching used by the teachers. The teachers switched their language to translate the unknown vocabulary, to manage explain grammar, to manage the classroom, to emphasize some point, and to express empathy and solidarity. Okay, that's just a seminar from me. Thank you for watching these videos. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.